Hello dear students, welcome to this class. In the previous classes, we have done the lesson Deep Water by William Douglas and how he has journeyed through his fear. Today, we'll do the question answers and a short synopsis of the lesson. Yes. So let me read for you and let's recapitulate. When Douglas was 3 or 4 years old, he went to the beach in California with his father. So even though even though he stood clinging tightly to his father, yet the waves knocked him down and swept over him. He was buried in water, he lost his breath and was frightened at the overpowering force of waves. The childhood experience developed a phobia for water in him. When Douglas was 10 or 11 years old, he decided to learn to swim. Yakima River was treacherous. Douglas' mother continually used to remind him of the drowning cases there. Dear students, this is a short summary of the lesson that we are doing to revise the lesson. And then we'll switch on to the question answers. Douglas was 10 or 11 years old. He decided to learn to swim. His mother had warned him that Yakima River was treacherous. Douglas' mother continually used to remind him of the drowning cases there, but YMCA pool was safe. It was only 2 or 3 feet deep at the shallow end and 9 feet deep at the other end. The drop was gradual. Douglas' introduction to the YMCA swimming pool revived the unpleasant childhood memories at California Beach. Again, a misadventure took place at YMCA swimming pool. A big bruiser of a boy picked him up and tossed him into the deep end. He landed in a sitting position, swallowed water, and went at once to the bottom. He was frightened. He planned that when his feet hit the bottom, he would make a jump, a big jump, and come to the surface and lie flat on it and paddle to the edge of the pool. But those 9 feet seemed like 90. And before he touched the bottom, his lungs were ready to burst. But when his feet hit bottom, he summoned all his strength and made what he had planned. Right? He imagined he would bob to the surface like a cock. Instead, he came up slowly. He opened his eyes and saw nothing but water. He grew panicky, and anyone can grow panicky in such a situation. He was suffocating, his legs hung as dead weights. He became paralyzed and rigid. A great force was pulling him under. He again went down endlessly. His lungs ached, his head throbbed. He felt sheer, stark terror that knew no understanding. Terror that knew no control. So uncontrollable fear he could experience at that time. Terror that no one could understand who had not experienced it. He was paralyzed underwater, and this was a situation when he was drowning, stiff, rigid with fear. Only his heart and the pounding in his head made him feel that he was still alive. And then his toes, the final, maybe the second time, and then the third time reached the bottom and he jumped. But or this type of activity did nothing and made no difference. He looked for ropes, ladders, water wings. He saw nothing but water with a yellow glow, dark water that one could not see through. Moving further, he says that, or the narrator says, when Douglas started down the water third time, the lesson is written in first person, dear students. So here when we are doing this synopsis, it is in third person, but the lesson is in the first person narration. When Douglas started down the water third time, he sucked for air but swallowed water. The yellowish light was going out. His, or you can say all his efforts to jump up now ceased. His body got relaxed, even his legs felt limp, and a blackness swept over his brain. It wiped out all his fear and terror. That means he was in a state of oblivion. Now, there was no more panic. This oblivion state is forgetfulness when you are about to become here. With reference to the lesson that he was becoming unconscious. It was quiet and peaceful. He felt drowsy to go to sleep. He realized in death there is peace and there is terror only in the fear of death. Douglas was so weak and trembling, he shook and cried as he lay on the bed. He could not eat for many days properly. Even the slightest exertion upset him. He was wobbly in the knees and sick in the stomach. This misadventure at YMCA pool filled a haunting fear of water in Douglas' heart. He could not go near water for years. The fear of water ruined his fishing trips and deprived him of joy of canoeing, boating, swimming, and many other water activities. Now, to conquer his fear of water, Douglas decided to get an instructor to learn swimming. The instructor made him practice 5 days a week, an hour each day. He taught him how to exhale and underwater and inhale above water. The old terror returned every time he put his head in water. It took 3 months before the tension began to slack. After learning from the instructor, Douglas tested himself alone in the pool. He was not sure that all the terror had left him. To test whether he had overcome his phobia, he went to the Lake Wentworth in New Hampshire and swam 2 miles across the lake. When he was in the middle of the lake, he put his face under and saw nothing but bottomless water. The old terror did not leave him or had not left him yet. But he fought with his terror all through with determination and strength, and to do away with his with residual doubts, the next morning he stripped, dived into the lake, and swam across to the shore and back. Finally, Douglas conquered his fear of water. So, dear students, this is about the summary of the lesson, right? Now, let us do the question answers. When we move on to the question answers, let us check that whatever we have done in these 2-3 sessions, are we able to recapitulate? Why has the Yakima River referred to as treacherous, dangerous, right? Not at all reliable. The Yakima River has been referred to as treacherous as there had been many cases of drowning in the river. Douglas' mother warned him continuously against it because of its rough water and fast current. It was not at all safe for swimming. What was the misadventure that William Douglas speaks about? William Douglas' traumatic experience or trauma sort of experience in the California beach as a child made him afraid of water. However, as he was learning to swim in YMCA pool, he was thrown into the deep end by a big boy of 18 years old. This experience terrified him more as he had almost drowned and finally lost consciousness before being hauled or dragged out of the water by few people. What were the emotions and fears that Douglas experienced when he was thrown into the pool? Douglas experienced a series of emotions and fears when he was thrown into the pool by that big boy. He landed in a sitting position. He swallowed too much of water. He was frightened. He opened his eyes and saw nothing but water. He grew panicky, also felt suffocating. Dear students, all these words are key words to write that what fears and emotions roused in Douglas when he was suffocating in water. His legs hung as dead weights. He was paralyzed and rigid, and we can also use that he suffered from utmost sheer stark terror. So, being close to the text, we can pick up a phrase that he felt stark terror and nothing else. How did Douglas hope to come out when he was thrown into YMCA pool? Why did he fail to come to the surface of the pool as he hoped for. When Douglas was thrown into the pool by a big boy, he landed in the sitting position, and the same, like a repetitive question, but we can still write. He was frightened. He planned. Now he's about his planning. He planned that when his feet hit the bottom, he would make a big jump and come to the surface and lie flat on it and paddle to the edge of the pool. But this had happened when he had only gone there for 2 days. His only training, or the training that he had, was of only 2 to 3 days, or 2 to 3 hours, you can say, right? So he imagined that he would bob to the surface like a cock, but failed. He could not swim. So why did he fail to come to the surface of the pool as he had hoped, or as he hoped? So because the knowledge that he had about swimming was very less, was only a short span of time he has spent in water, and had learned little. He was about to learn when he was being thrown into the water. So whatever his theory or theoretical knowledge worked, he relied on that. Where did Douglas find himself when he regained his memory? When Douglas' repeated attempts to come out of the water failed, he felt drowsy and consciousness. His next memory was being carried, and he got the feeling of floating in space. On regaining his consciousness, he found himself lying on the side of the pool, on his stomach side, and vomiting. He recalled that the boy who threw him claimed that he was only fooling. He was just doing little fun. He vividly heard someone giving instructions to carry him to the locker room. Right? So, I hope these questions will definitely help you. Why was Douglas determined to get over his fear of water? Douglas was determined to conquer his fear of water. Fear because the haunting fear of water ruined his fishing trips, deprived him, kept him inside, did not allow him to enjoy the joy of canoeing, boating, swimming. He felt terrorized by the memories of his near death experience, approaching death experience, where he had seen his death approaching towards him, right, at YMCA pool. How did the instructor build a swimmer out of Douglas? This we have discussed yesterday. A systematic, rigorous, strategic approach was followed by his instructor, who taught him swimming in pieces and then asked him to combine all those things. He put a belt around Douglas, attached a rope to the belt, and relaxed his hold on the rope, and Douglas went underwater. The instructor taught him to put his face underwater and exhale, and after teaching him exhaling, he taught him how to inhale. Next, the instructor held him at the side of the pool and had him kick with his legs. Thus, step by step, piece by piece, he built a swimmer, an accomplished swimmer. But this could be possible, this could have been possible only because of Douglas' determination and grit. Douglas says, the instructor was finished, but I was not. Right? What did the instructor teach Douglas? How did Douglas finish the task? Finish the task begun by the instructor. The instructor taught Douglas how to swim and was satisfied with Douglas' progress in about 6 months. But, however, Douglas was not satisfied with himself, and he felt differently. He was still apprehensive about facing those fears alone, because in the company of the trainers and teachers, you are confident, or even parents, those who guide us. But when they leave us alone, at that moment, we need our own strength and willpower. So he attempted swimming alone in the pool, but his old terror kept on coming back, which he had expected. He decided to practice some more, and swam across the Lake Wentworth in New Hampshire and Worm Lake, testing his swimming skills. So it is very important thing that we all readers can learn from this question and this experience, is that you don't have to leave anyone behind. You have to leave yourself behind every time in your attempts, right? So Douglas was a wonderful self-trainer too. He got training from his instructor, but then he himself became his own trainer and guided him how to test and pass with flying colors those test which he was giving to himself of swimming skills. How did Douglas make sure that he conquered the old terror? To make sure that he had conquered the old terror of water, Douglas went to Lake Wentworth in New Hampshire, dived in and swam 2 miles across the lake to Stamp Act Island. Only once, when he was in the middle of the lake, did that terror return. But he confronted it, he was ready to combat it, and he went on swimming. He also swam across Worm Lake to the other shore and came back. To remove his doubts, residual remaining doubts, whether he had conquered his fear of water or not, he kept on checking himself again and again. So this way, dear students, we have done these short questions covering the NCERT questions. And I have already given you one question to be done in the notebook, that is how you would describe Douglas in your own words, right? Why does Douglas, let us go through this question. Why does Douglas as an adult recount childhood experience and terror and his conquering of it? What deep meaning does he draw from this experience? Now, we have discussed this while reading the lesson yesterday also. Let us repeat this again. Douglas, as an adult, recount his childhood experience or terrifying experience, nearly about to die, or I said as he has seen his death approaching towards him. This type of experience in the YMCA pool, and about almost in a drowning situation, he had still conquered his fear of water. He narrates his journey under his instructor when he learns to swim, and finally how he swims across Lake Wentworth in New Hampshire and Worm Lake. Douglas does not account to glorify his accomplishment as a swimmer, but celebrates his efforts of conquering his crippling fear of water, the fear that has crippled him. Douglas draws a deep meaning from his terrifying experience at YMCA swimming pool. He also teaches us that in death there is peace, which we had already discussed yesterday. And there is terror only in the fear of death. As Roosevelt knew when he said, all we have to fear is fear itself. Fear cripples an individual and limits one's scope. Why it is important to shun your fears and move ahead? Because it is fear that cripples you, that will never let you move further. When Douglas had given up completely and accepted death, he had found peace. He finally learned that one needed to fear was fear itself. If one acts with courage, the fear is conquered, right? And that's why this lesson made him preserve and finally help this lesson, this life lesson, not this chapter, but this lesson of having fears and how to shun those fears, made him an excellent swimmer. Thus, Douglas shared his experience as a useful message and call upon his readers to conquer their fears. And at times, we all suffer from one or the other fear. So, with the help of Douglas' journey and these question answers, we readers have a message from this lesson, that how our fears are obstacles and why it is significant to conquer them and come out with flying colors, right? Dear students, now let us conclude this lesson by doing some multiple choice questions. Let me share those questions with you. Yes, I hope you can see the screen clearly. Now, how old was Douglas when this misadventure at YMCA swimming pool took place? This is a factual question which we can check from the book and mark. The B option would go better, 10 to 11 years old. Right. The second question, name the treacherous river mentioned in the lesson in the chapter Deep Water. So this is also again fact-based question. We can recall that was Yakima River, right? Which word does the 18-year-old boy use while bullying the author at the poolside? It was bruiser, big bruiser. This handicap stayed with me as the years rolled by. which handicap is being referred, or what handicap is being referred to in the above lines? That was fear of water. The phobia that has been talked in the lesson is fear of water. What do you infer from the line the instructor was finished? He was exhausted. He stopped midway. He gave up. His task was complete. So it was D part, that is, his task was complete. How does the author describe going beneath the water the final time? Right? His head throbbed. He was paralyzed with fear. His lungs ached. His legs felt limp and blackness swept over his brain. So C option will be the answer for this, because blackness swept over his brain. Which proverb most aptly describes the theme of the story, Deep Water? Slow and steady wins the race. Time and tide wait for none. A bad workman blames his tools. Where there is a will, there is a way. The D would go wonderfully. Where there is a will, there is a way. How did Douglas' will to live grow in intensity over the years? He had experienced both the sensation of dying and the fear it produces. Now, let us concentrate again on the question, that is, how did Douglas' will to live grow in intensity over the years? He had experienced both the sensation of dying and the fear it produces. He had experienced the courage to overcome his innermost fears. He had experienced the fear of drowning and the terror it produced. He had experienced the terror of dying and the will to overcome it. Now, this will to overcome it will go with will to live. How did Douglas' will to live grow in intensity over the years? He felt that he must overcome this fear, right? Which statement aptly conveys the message of the story, Deep Waters? Fears are dangerous. Most fears are baseless. Old fears return. Fear confines and limits one's scope. So the message that has been conveyed, that is clearly being conveyed, is fear confines and limits one's scope. So it is very, very important to shun them, right? And to overcome them, to conquer them, right? What plans did Douglas make? What plans did Douglas make? What plans did Douglas make to come to the surface of the pool? Right? Tried to jump and push himself up, shouted, cried aloud, shouted help. He made plans in his mind when he was conscious that he would try to jump and push himself up. So A part is the answer for the 10th question. Why did Douglas hate to walk with bare legs? Because of his skinny legs. That is the second option. Other options also we can go through to see the wrong options: because of his fat legs, because of his dark skin color, because of his skinny legs. He did not want to show his skinny legs. There is a mention in the story in the beginning that he resisted that and went to the pool. Why did Douglas' mother recommend that he should learn swimming at YMCA swimming pool? Now, if we see the options, they're quite closely related to each other. Because it was ideal for swimming, because it was safe, only 2 or 3 feet deep at the shallow end, and the drop was gradual. Because it was shallow and safe, none of the above. So apart from D option, if we see, all three are going, but we need to select. So the closest answer, which is very close to the text, is B part, because it was safe. Of course it was safe, as well as the details mentioned in the lesson exactly match this option, that is only 2 or 3 feet deep at the shallow end, and the drop was gradual. How did Douglas make sure that he had conquered the old terror? By visiting California Beach, by swimming into different rivers, by taking a lesson from the instructor, or by swimming into the Lake Wentworth and Worm Lake? D option, as per the facts discussed in the lesson, the correct answer is D option. Now, What distance Douglas covered while swimming across the Lake Wentworth in New Hampshire? Again, factual question, recalling the text. That is 4 miles, 3 miles, 2 miles, or 1 mile. That is C option is the correct option, 2 miles. Now, why did Douglas go to Lake Wentworth in New Hampshire? For a camp, fire picnic, to keep away from friends, to test whether he had overcome the fear of water or not, or to practice for a swimming competition. Very clear answer, crystal clear answer, that is C part. He went again and again to check whether he had overcome his fear or not. And when he had perfected each piece, he put them together into an integrated whole. Why William Douglas had to perfect each piece? Because he was paralyzed, because he had met with an accident, because he had fear of water, which needed control of body and mind to overcome it. So C option is the correct option. That is because he had fear of water and needed control of body and mind to overcome it. And thus, piece by piece, he learned swimming and put all those learning practices into one integrated whole. Douglas first started treading water after the waves knocked him down at California Beach, after he nearly drowned at YMCA pool, when he tried to swim in Lake Wentworth, or while swimming in Yakima River. The answer is the first one, that is first started dreading water when his father and he went at California Beach, and he was overpowered by water and the strength of the waves. All we have to fear is fear itself. When did Douglas recall these lines? While swimming in the pool with instructor, while swimming across the lake to Stampact Island, after his near drowning at the YMCA pool, or after swimming across back in Warm Lake. So the answer for this is D, after swimming across back in Warm Lake. So dear students, all these answers, questions, MCQs we have discussed, and I hope all these questions which we have done today in this class will help you out. I hope the detailed questions, the short NCERT questions, and few of these multiple choice questions will help you a lot in understanding the lesson. Kindly do short questions in your notebook. Thank you. Thank you so much. God bless you all. Stay safe, fit and fine. Thank you.